No, baby. It is Poland. Welcome to Poland.
Poland. It's located in Central Europe and bordered by, you know what country I'm talking about. Anyways, my family planned to go to Poland in April on my Easter holidays, but there's some history behind this trip. You see, back in January, my family decided to go to Germany to visit a family member, but... And then in March we cancelled the trip to Germany. They've already decided to go to Poland since it's much shorter to get here and doesn't require to book a hotel to sleep for one night and go to somewhere. I expected to go between Wrocław and Warsaw in late May, but then my Easter holiday started and my family decided to go to Bialystok instead. It's shorter. So we packed up our stuff, exchanged from the euro to the Polish zloty. Also we drove to my grandma's home to pick her up because why not? And there begins the 4 to 5 hour journey to Białystok. I started from West Lithuania and going southwest. We drove the A1 highway going to Kaunas. Fun fact, we've passed Mega, one of the biggest shopping malls in Kaunas. Then we drove a bit and then eventually stopped at a Circle K, filled up the car with petrol gas, here's the two different things, and got a large slushie because why not?
Sure, man, I pick up sherbetas. Hold on. So yes, I got my Circle K slushy and straw. I picked up an L because I don't know why not. I'm gonna go pay for this. Let's go, my dudes.
Then we went south along the A5 highway. There was construction on a small part of the highway and we didn't even care about that. Look, it's a bit better than going through Mariampol. It's faster, for God's sake. After some construction of a highway, I don't even know being stuck in traffic. Just to skip away, we drove to the... Wait, let me see. Lietuvos ir Lenkijos pasienio kontrolės punktas. Nice. I also didn't try to pronounce this other ridiculous name. Driving through the highway, it didn't even feel like home. Really, it was a lot different than going through the boring A1 highway 300 times in a row. Polish highways, in my opinion, are a bit better than the ones we have in Lithuania. Like literally, there's a McDonald's next to it, and another one, and then also another one. Anyways, we passed Suwalki, driving around the city. I can even see Suwalki while we were on the highway. Passing most of the common towns in the northeast of Poland, every time I see these churches, and they look better than the average church in a small town in Lithuania. Like even better than the church in the town of Sužonis. I don't know. I just picked it from a random Google Maps location. This is because Poland is religious, but we just passed by these churches at this point. Finally, after 5 literal hours, we arrived at this stupid place. We also wanted to eat somewhere for lunch because we were super hungry after sitting in the car for 5 hours, but more on that in a bit. We booked a hotel called Santana for one night. Off topic here, for the Germany trip, we firstly agreed to stay the night in Lodz, I can't exactly remember what city is it, then go straight to Germany. Anyways, it's a good hotel, recommend it if you arrive in Bialystok for the first time. If you don't become an idiot, however, you might get a relaxing view looking into the city. We get the worst view in the history of my life. Last we put all the stuff, it's time to visit Bialystok, and our first stop, the Alpha Shopping Center. Firstly, when we arrived here, we just went to a Biedronka, bought some things and that's it. Thanks for watching. But for real, we went to a restaurant after that. You see, in Lithuania and other parts of the world, waiters just normally bring you food and that's it. But in Poland, you have a fucking robot to bring you the food. This is something we have never seen in other countries, and I wish they had more of this. I'm guessing this is the only restaurant in Białystok to do this. Anyways, we just went to clothing stores after clothing stores, but I'm not gonna talk about it because who cares about that? Mostly we didn't do it in this mall, so we went out there after 2 to 3 hours. Eventually, we got stuck in the parking lot for a bit due to the ticket system being shit. Secondly, we went to a fancy park to breathe in some Polish air and look at the Polish wildlife. We eventually arrived at the Brandicki Palace, which is the #1 tourist spot of Białystok. After all, the website and Google Maps says it's the Polish Versailles, so that's cool, I guess. After some walking, we went to this main plaza, which had a nice cathedral and a sign that says Białystok. Then we went to an ice cream shop, I won't talk about it due to some things with the cashier, and went to an apteka just 10 to 15 minutes away. Nice. Thirdly, we went to another shopping mall called Atrum Biała. It looks like Acropolis. Just like the last shopping mall we visited in Bialystok, we didn't do much. However, we went to a store called Buy One. which is your local 3x Maxima, just like Acropolis. We bought some things like questionable gym water, which has the same shape as a dumbbell, and a champagne made for kids. Also, why have we banned these champagnes in Lithuania? Latvia and Poland has these, so why not us? Latvia has the most drinking rates in Europe. We don't even have high drinking rates anymore due to bans on them. Just came in 4th place, only behind Germany, which I think they have these types of champagnes. So for the love of God, bring them back, no please. Then we left the store because there wasn't anything else to do in the shopping mall. Basically, we just walked around the whole mall and looked at one of the small malls in my city, but not like Acropolis. It is way smaller than Acropolis. We went home, did some stupid stuff I can't remember, and that concludes the first day in Bialystok, Poland. The second day, which was going home day, was a bit different from your normal travel experience in another country. We woke up, obviously, and we drove straight to Lithuania, but there were some other things we wanted to do in Poland. First, shopping. We, as Lithuanians, are tired of seeing unaffordable prices all the time in our local shops. And of course, people who live near the border, especially people in Kaunas and Vilnius, go to some city like Suvalki to buy cheap food and appreciate the cost of apples, chicken, and even butter. Secondly, wildlife. I won't explain much for it because it's self-explanatory, but we always go one way and go home the other, so that makes it useful to check out the country more. Then we went a long 87-kilometer distance to Lomža, and this is what we saw. Beautiful homes. We saw a small shopping center in the distance and Stokrotka! Lithuanian-owned store! It can be! We parked the car and we quickly went inside. And then we left because there was nothing to do, and it was uninteresting as fuck. We wanted to go to a different store instead, so we went to the
Top 5 Random Products Capybara in Kaufland.
and we wanted to check it out.
Número 1. Pufuletti Gusto Capybara.
When you go to a store to buy fruits in Lithuania, you take a plastic bag, if you can afford one, put in whatever fruit you want, take to the register, and that's it. But here you pick fruit in the bag, put it on some scale, pick the fruit that you picked, and prints the barcode out for you. This is a good feature, and I wish that it would be the same in Lithuania.
Número 2. Suk Fruity Fresh Capybara.
Everything is cheap. Even the Polski ogórki costs €1 instead of our little shits for $2.49. That's what I have to say for this part. Anyways, we didn't really do much. Just skip most of the parts because it's boring to explain. We spent around 300 to 400 Polish zloty, which is 65 to 85 euros for about 2 bags of groceries. Overall, if you live near the border, it's very worth it to go to Suwalki and buy your groceries there cheaper, mostly because of the Kaufland. Otherwise, you can go to a different store like Żabka, Biedronka, Lidl or Stokrotka. By the time that this video comes out, Polish prices are going to be the same as Lithuanian ones, just because of this news article I found. Anyways, we packed our bags again, and we drove home. There wasn't much I could show to you, but the only thing I could show you is a train that looks good. But this is a Latvian train, yup, put up for proof. Then we went on a long 4 to 5 hour trip back to my home. Of course, there aren't any interesting things I could show you, but here are some photos. And finally, we bought so much shit that the cupboard was full. And that's it for this video. All in all, we spent about 200 to 500 euros on this trip. So if you have nothing to do, you sit in the computer all day, like me, and want to experience life for a few days in the country, also like me, I highly suggest going to Poland and experience the new life yourself. There are other videos I will do in the future, like going to Latvia and Turkey, but I will upload them if I can, still keeping the PopsicL tradition. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you later in the next video where I'm going to Riga to buy nothing in a Menes aptiaka. Man, if we actually went to Germany instead of Poland, this video would have been 25 minutes longer.